everyone. Okay, so that might have been a nice intro, but the anger is real. Oh my god. Okay. So I was happily strolling on Twitter, just living life, waiting for my doctor to come cuz I had a doctor's appointment. You know, I was, happy. I was looking at the funny videos of the puppies and stuff, normal. And I get this video. And this video is a man dragged by police from a plane because their flight was overbooked and they asked him to leave. But he wouldn't go. I wonder why he wouldn't go. Maybe it's because he paid for that, that seat, and he deserved that seat, considering his hard-earned money went to that seat. And, I'm just going to read this New York Times, whatever, article. Oh my god, I'm so angry because the video is one thing because they dragged him. He was sitting down like I am. Mind you, he's very frail. Well, not frail. He's just, he's tiny. And so these football player type, body type, police officers, they go and they're like, get out of the seat. And he's like, no. And they pull him out of the seat. I don't even think like they took out the seatbelt. So when they pulled him out and the seatbelt broke, he got a concussion on the armrest on the seat across from him. And that's why he's all bloody in the video, because he had a concussion from hitting his nose against a metal armrest. First of all, the police shouldn't have been called for something so fucking minor. Second of all, United Airways was trying to diffuse the whole situation by saying, and I think I quote, man, overbooked, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so basically, I can't find it right now. I'm so angry. I'm livid. I am livid. Okay, so basically, they say that they asked 4 people to go out of the... They asked 4 people to get off of the flight because they overbooked it, so they can put an additional 4 people onto the flight who all equally paid. But for some reason, those 4 people got picked. They're not sure if it was for human error or from human choice or from technology choice. These 4 got picked and they had to get off. I think you have a choice. I mean, no. I mean, if the flight's already booked, the people that aren't on the flight should be the ones that get bumped to the next flight, naturally. But they're like, no, we took off these 4 people because, we just needed to get the aircraft safely and on time to the next location. But by forcing this man to get out of his seat, mind you, they asked for volunteers and no one volunteered. Should that be a sign that you should not ask people to get off of their flight? I'm sorry, you're on the steering wheel and I'm angry. Like, no. And... United is just, like, trying to back it up. Like, we asked him nicely to get out of his chair. And I'm like, it doesn't matter if you pay the man. If he doesn't want to get out of his chair, it's his right as a customer, a paying customer, to stay in the chair. The chair, he bought the seat. And the worst part is that, the wounds are still fresh. This is probably yesterday's flight. From Louisville, Chicago. It's from Chicago. They give me different locations. They're not even sure where they're located. So, the wounds are still fresh and they're not sure, but the man that they took from the chair, that they dragged through the aisle, they dragged him like a sack of potatoes. Like, yo. The man was apparently a doctor. It's not confirmed, but they say that he's a doctor and that he didn't want to get off. Basically, he didn't want to get off the flight because he had patients that Monday all day. Like, he had patients to do, like, to see and stuff, because doctors And probably he didn't have a backup. He didn't think about the fact he thought he would get on his flight that he probably paid for months in advance, and he didn't want to stay there an extra day. I wouldn't either. If I go from the first to the third somewhere, I want to leave on the third. Maybe I want to leave on the third because I have something to do later on in the third, or maybe the fourth. I don't think it's right as a paying customer for your rights as a human being and your rights as a customer being taken away from you simply because the company decided, hey, you're the one who gets to bump from this flight, not anybody else, just you and three other people. They're like, oh, but we asked 4 people and the other 3 did not give a fight. Like, they didn't fight. And I'm like, so you want to excuse the fact that you basically assaulted a man, and he was not young. He was, he had his years. You basically assaulted a man, and you want to excuse it with the fact that 3 other people decided not to fight. And they're like, we try to put children, like the unaccompanied minors and, children and families together on the flight. And I'm like, what children and family? If they were together already, they should have been on that flight. Like, they should have been on another flight. If they have gotten debunked from another flight, then that's not an issue. You can debunk them again. It's just angry. Like, I can't even English. You see? Like, the videos are heartbreaking because he asked them to kill him. Like, that's just heartbreaking when you're at that point where you don't even know what's going on. And when they finally let him back on the flight, after dragging him through the aisle and giving the poor man a concussion, he ran through the halls apparently and was yelling, I need to get home. I need to get home. I need to get home by Monday. And he was going insane. Well, wouldn't you? Oh my God. No. Look, we had a customer who refused to leave the aircraft. One of the executives at United. We have a number of customers on board that aircraft, and they wanted to get to the destination on time and safely. Since the customer refused to leave the aircraft, we have to call Chicago Police Department, and they came on board. Mind you, they said on time and safely, but they wanted to spend the time to debunk and basically assault this man. They want to spend time on the police, asking this man repeatedly, politely, if he doesn't want to leave, then just close the plane. You already got 3 people off. I think that's enough, So just like close the gate and head to your destination. Like, why did you have to waste? And they eventually got delayed by 2 hours. Was not in accordance since refused to get off the aircraft. The Chicago Police Department was not in. Their excuse was that it's not in accordance with our operating procedure, and those people that started the whole shit, they're obviously on suspension and they're fired. All of the officers, everybody. A passenger, Tyler Bridge, said that he arrived to the gate about 20 minutes before boarding. United had announced that the flight was overbooked. The airline was offering $400 vouchers to anyone who would give up their seat. Mr. Bridge said in a telephone interview on Monday. Nonetheless, the passengers on the boarded the plane. Nobody wanted their $400. Because I bet you 100 to 1, they paid more for that flight. And there was no indication if anything was wrong. And then an airline employee came on board and said that United needed 4 people to get off. He said, adding that the airline had increased the incentive to $800. Okay, now $800, that doesn't sound bad. But if you want to go, don't force me to do stuff. Like, no. I'm one like you. I don't like to be forced to do things. And it's just not okay. I'm in a parking lot, by the way, at my school because I'm so angry. Oh, And confirmed that United sought volunteers, but no one volunteered. So 4 passengers were bumped, and 3 left without incident, Mr. Hobart said. Mr. Hobart is what? He's another exec from United. And of course they're going to cover their asses. What they don't realize is that they're going to get sued at the ass. Because there was no need for this. Why did you have to take 4 people off of the plane? What were you going to do with those 4 seats? No one was going to sit in them. Unless the people that had already sat in the seats were being debunked to put 4 more people on. And why would you need those 4 more people on? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's irritating that we've gotten to this point where people are just abusing people because, no, it's not right. I mean, you just degraded him as a human being. And, you know, you probably caused him permanent damage in his brain. I don't know. But he's probably not going to fly ever again. Thank you, United. You know, that's not fair. That's not right. You know? It's just, it's heartbreaking because he looks like a nice man. He looks decent, you know. No, okay, this is what gets me. Oh, in a statement, Oscar Munoz, the chief executive of United Airlines, called the episode an upsetting event for all of us here at United. Is it upsetting for you? Or is it upsetting for the man you hit on the head? Because even though the cops were the one who did it, you're the one responsible. Because guess what? It happened on United property. Oh my God. Ugh. He said the company apologized. Our team is moving with a sense of urgency to work with the authorities and conduct our own detailed review of what happened. We also reached out to the passenger to talk to him directly with further address to resolve the situation. Do you think he's going to want to talk to you after the shit that you pulled? Like, honestly. Ooh. We apologize for the overbooked situation. If you apologize for the situation, it should have happened in the first place. Mind you, United has been around for years. You know, like they're a very well-established airline company. The fact that this happened 2017, you know, like, yo, you guys have to have already better system of communication or something, because this is just unbelievable. This is, I can't. Look, you know what? Call it what you mean. I'm sorry for that man, you know. He deserves better. We all do. Just, you know, be careful what you fly with. And honestly, don't give up your seat. And if they try to fight you, I don't know, call the police, because that's not right. No one should do that. And don't fly United, basically. If I ever were to get sponsored, I probably wouldn't take money from them, even if they begged me to, because that's not right. And no one should be going through that ever. I'm sorry this is kind of long. I'm just so angry. And I feel like I really need to put this out there. You know, everyone should be aware about what's going on in the world, or at least through your own mediums, whether it be the news on TV or Twitter, Facebook, what you call it. I use Twitter because things are always fresh on Twitter. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. If you want, subscribe, you know, become part of the fam. I don't have a name. You guys should name me, like, my fan base, if I ever have one, if I'm ever that good or whatever. Well, I love you guys. Bye.